Let's do a Wheel of the Year spread together. So we created this board, which is called the Peony Tarot Wheel. It's got the 12 spots, which can be, in this case, we're going to utilize it for the year ahead spread. I like to do this every year just to kind of give an overview of what could be coming up for me in each month individually. And when I personally do it, I do January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. There are two spots because this is the main energy, and then this is kind of a contributing energy. Sometimes I'll use these as Lenormand, and sometimes I'll still do tiles. For today's sake, I'm using large tile, tarot tiles, and small tarot tiles. The two center spaces or the circle could be the card energy that I'm working with for the year. Like, for instance, 2025 is going to be a hermit year for me, but I'm also working with the Queen of Wands energy because there's a lot of astrological things going on in my life that kind of point to Queen of Wands energy. So I need to harness both of those. So I've gone ahead and pulled out the Hermit and the Queen of Wands. So they're going to sit in the center. Now, if any one of these energies want to show up for me as a main energy, I trust that they're going to, no matter what. This is not going to be my actual wheel ahead spread. This is just an example because I've already pulled mine for the year. I just want to show you how I use this board. And also, if you've never done a year ahead spread, maybe this will inspire you. You don't need the tiles. You can literally just clear off a big table and use the cards that you've got. Another way you can use it is as astrological houses. So in that case, you would do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like, they're not numbered so that you can use this in any way you want. Maybe even you look at it and you say, oh, this looks like a wheel. There's some things in my life that keep turning and spinning and I need to get to the heart of it. Like, so you could look at this as like the outer energy and the spokes and then the center, so you could have fun with it. But for this particular one, like I said, we're going to do a year ahead spread together. Not going to be a particularly long video because I'm not going to go into meanings, but I just want to show you the placements. Also, a little note with the flowers in the corners, if you want, you could even use some charms or whatever as kind of guideposts. I like my guideposts. So anyway, let's just get to it. So we got January, 10 of Wands. February, Justice. March, 5 of Pentacles. April, we've got 10 of Pentacles. May, 2 of Wands. And see, when I do it, I'm just putting them out. I change the direction because aesthetically I like to see how it would look. But you could keep them all facing the same way. I just like to do that this way. Page. I just pulled a handful of them. And then you see I changed the thing. So they all look upright to me. I don't personally use reversals because I feel like you can get the energy of all the cards no matter what you do in that space. And then now that we have like the January, February, March, like I said, you go in this. I want to see what could be a contributing factor to each one of these cards. So that's where the little ones come in. So for January, what could be leading to that 10 of Wands energy is the 10 of Swords energy. So we're feeling burnt out maybe in the month of January, which would track for just getting into the holiday season. We're kicking off a new year, don't know what's going on. There's a lot on our mind. There's a lot, maybe 2024 was really rough for you. And then when I look at this, so then when I go into my January tarot tracking and my January month ahead, I use these cards as these 4 as kind of like an overarching energy. I don't use it as a self-fulfilling prophecy. I might reflect at the end of January to see how it showed up. I could say, oh, going into it, I feel like, okay, that 10 of Wands is because of XYZ. And then being somebody who overthinks, whenever I see the 10 of Swords, I'm like, okay, yeah, that tracks. But also the 10 of Swords to me is also a lot of, you know, stabby. So since I am also a tattoo artist, that could also might be, maybe I'm going to have a really heavy workload that month. So that's kind of how I would look at it. So let's just throw, and then, you know, 10 of Ace of Pentacles, High Priestess, and these are the Sawyer's Path tiny tiles, Chariot, and then again, we switch it. Oh, 8. So then this is always interesting. I love when this happens, but also if this was my actual year ahead, I would be kind of like, oh, great. So January, February, March, April, May, June, double 8 of Swords. Oof, that would be a fun month, right? 8 of Cups. At least we'd be moving on from there. But again, like, you don't need it to be, I don't believe that everything is set in stone. I don't believe that just because there are some cards that might seem harder, that month is going to be a total wash. I always think that it's an opportunity. It could be a guidepost. It's like when you see a sign that says, you know, heavy terrain ahead, it's your choice if you're going to go about it at the same pace that you were going. Like, to me, tarot is a guidepost, and it's a sign, right? So, but you still have free will. We always still have free will. So when we look at this month, so say, for instance, in June with double 8 of Swords, I could be like, okay, June, I might be all up in my head. And being all up in my head is going to hinder my momentum to move forward. So how might I move forward? Well, maybe since it's a Hermit year, I'm allowed to be all up in my head, but with the Queen of Wands, I need to actually look at how I can make the thoughts that are preventing me from going forward, like kind of analyzing them in order to make a strategic plan, in order to go forward and visualize a path through, you know. So it's just a guidepost. I still, at the end of the day, get to make the decisions. Ultimately, I do not just cast these things and say, okay, that's it, that's a wrap. This is my life in a year. I'm just going to sit back and let it happen. No, I still have to do the work. I still have to show up, but I could be like, okay, maybe this month I'm going to be more aware of my thoughts, because I could be in my thoughts. And when I'm in my thoughts, it doesn't mean it's always for my best, you know, motion forward. So that's kind of how I do it. And then what I'll do is I take a picture of my card of the year. And if I have a physical journal, so I actually do have a physical journal, and I also have a digital journal, I would print it out and then I would put it in the journal so I can reference it back, you know, throughout the year. I also use GoodNotes. I have a tarot tracker, so I would take a photo and bring this into GoodNotes, and then for the month, I would just crop out which cards are relevant for that month. So I hope that this inspires you. I hope that you want to try out your own wheel ahead. Don't overthink it. Just do it, and then, you know, take it 1 month at a time. You can look at the overview, but it's not, like I said, it's not going to be like, oh, this year is going to be great, or this year is going to suck, or this year is going to be whatever, because you still have free will. So however you want to do it, I hope you enjoy it. If you have a different way that you use your wheel ahead, I would love to hear it in the comments. Please share. If you have videos and links that you think might inspire other watchers or other subscribers, definitely share that link. I would love for them to be able to get a chance to see how you do yours. So have a great new year, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.